Hi guys, Mike here again. James 4:7. Submit yourselves then to God, resist the devil and he will flee from you. Come near to God and he'll come near to you. Wash your hands, you sinners, purify your hearts, you double-minded, etc., etc. We often just take resist the devil and he will flee. But you know as well as I do, and I'm not a lawyer, that if the enemy has any legal claim, then he has access to our hearts and to our lives. Peter was ignorant of the areas of darkness in his own life, as often we are. We think everything's tickety-boo because we've given our life to Jesus. But hold on, he wants to challenge us about how we treat our wife, how we treat our children, how we... Pastor Bruce spoke on the weekend about telling white lies and black lies, big lies. So Peter was ignorant of those areas in him. So do you know the areas in your life where you're vulnerable? I'm not accusing you, I'm just saying I know where I'm vulnerable. So here's a couple of things for us today. So we have to maintain an honest heart before God. Within us, there's a lawyer in each one of us saying, oh, well, I'm not really that bad. I mean, I've said it myself. I said before I was a Christian, I wasn't that bad. I wasn't a bad person. But that's the lawyer in me. I'm trying to get myself off a charge. But the reality is there was a lot of darkness in me, and it had to be confronted with. I've got to stop defending myself, and we have to stop defending ourselves. We've got to maintain an honest heart before God. James 4:6 says, God opposes the proud. So if we're too proud to humble ourselves, then God is opposed to us. Have you ever thought about that? It says, submit yourselves then to God. But if we're full of pride, we won't be able to submit. Verse 7 is often used in spiritual warfare. And yet the context of verse 7, submit yourselves then to God, resist the devil, is not so much in spiritual warfare, but it's in the context of repentance. It's in the context of humility. It's in the context of possessing a clean heart. And that's what I just want to leave with you today. So that area of our heart must be submitted to God. You know, the great thing is you can go to God and you say, God, there's pride in my life, or there's sin in my life. You know those areas, God. It's not a surprise to God, by the way, but it's just an area of darkness that we need to surrender to him. It must be submitted to God. And then, by the principles of spiritual warfare, it begins with Jesus on our lips, but Jesus existing and Jesus' nature in our heart. Peter in Acts 3:12, you see that the darkness that was in him was displaced with light. Pride was replaced with Christ. So, you know, that's the ultimate goal for us. None of us, Romans says, are perfect. We've all sinned and fallen short. Great to know, isn't it? But the thing is let not the enemy confuse us, and not let the enemy convince us, and let ourselves convince ourselves that we're perfect. Peter said in verse 12 of Acts 3, when Peter saw this, he said to them, men of Israel, why does this surprise you? Why do you stare at us as if by our own power or godliness we made this man walk? You know, and Peter's just saying it's nothing. Yeah, Facebook pages, YouTube pages, nothing. It's the power of God. Because he was a man who had dealt with his darkness, submitted to God. He was able to resist the devil. He was able to resist sickness. He was able to resist disease. And he became a tremendous, powerful man of God. And so can you. Bless you heaps. Catch you later. Bye.